You guys are even gonna recognize this. So this is one of my definitely go-tos. I love keeping that one in there. So this is something that I always carry in my bag. It is super light. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Personal Beauty. My name is Shannon. I'm gonna be your host. Today's episode is gonna be a little bit different and a little bit more exciting, I think. We're gonna be discussing what's in my bag. So this is my purse here, you guys. This is a relatively new one. It's kind of big, but I'm a sucker for a big bag. What can I say? So for today's episode, the reason that we wanted to talk about kind of what's in my bag, things that are easy to carry, and these are some common items that you might find in a typical person who lives in Korea's purse or bag. So for today's episode, I'm gonna be introducing some products that I personally love, but I also wanted to open a discussion with you guys. What are some essentials that you guys carry? What are some things that you guys love as well? So without further ado, I think I've kind of held you guys off long enough. I'm gonna start by introducing some of the things in my bag that you would typically find in Korea. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a pretty large bag, as you guys can see. I don't like carrying the small purses because I don't find them very utilitarian. I can't really use them. It's similar to like women's pockets and jeans. You just can't fit a lot. So I almost always have some sort of tote or some sort of large bag. So let's just go ahead and start with some of the Korean things that I carry. So when I pull this guy out, I don't know if you guys are even gonna recognize this. This is actually a portable hairbrush. So I use this piece to keep it clean, but this is just one of those things. I have very fine frizzy hair, so it's something that I often carry with me just to kind of touch up, especially before shoots like this, or especially on days like today when it is pouring rain outside and it's very humid. I tend to get quite frizzy. This one specifically is for detangling and defrizzing. This actually has an ion mechanism that will help to kind of take some of that static out of your hair. So this is something that I always carry in my bag. It is super light. It's really easy to just kind of fit anywhere. So this is one of my definitely go-tos. I love keeping that one in there. Something else, let's just kind of see what comes out here, is my all-important cushion foundation. So this is one that I really started getting into when I moved to Korea. So otherwise, when I was in the States, at least previously, most of my foundation was something that I left at home. It was like glass liquid bottles, or it was like a little pump type bottle. I would never carry those around at risk of it getting like leaking all over my bag or just getting destroyed. And also it's just too much. As you guys can see, I'm quite fair. But a cushion foundation typically looks like this. It comes with like a little puff. And this one in particular is actually for kind of smoothing and just kind of blurring out any sort of fine lines and wrinkles. One thing that's really popular concept-wise in Korea is the term 빨리빨리. This represents like a fast-moving culture. Everything is just go, 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 or 빨리빨리 in Korean, which is actually where these kind of came into popularity. This is something that you can shove into your bag easily, and I keep this on me for many reasons. The fast-paced culture in Korea often escapes me, so I'll often be running late, but I always have this in my bag so that I can do my makeup in the taxi, which is not a joke. I do this all the time. But this one I like because it's not like a full coverage. It's not like a very mattifying sort of cake base. This one's actually gonna be a very thin, light layer that you can build upon, and it's gonna be more of a glowy foundation. I really, really like this Hera brand. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just have always bought Hera because this one in particular actually has SPF in it. It's SPF 34 with a PA plus of 2. The PA plus represents how long the sunscreen inside the product will last, which in this case would be about an hour and a half. So this is one of my go-tos always. It's a very moisturizing, hydrating cushion foundation. So I don't feel dry, I don't feel flaky, and it definitely fits wherever I need it to go. So that's one of my favorites right there. Another one, actually, there's one in particular I want to find for you guys. I know I brought it in here somewhere. I'm a little bit overstuffed in my bag at the moment. Give me just a second. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is my next go-to. I keep this one on me all the time. This is actually a more recent discovery. So this one, actually, I wanted to show you guys a little bit more. You guys might know, I work at a skincare clinic part-time as well. This is one of my favorite products to recommend. It's actually not a brand that I've heard of otherwise, but specifically this is actually a primer. So a primer is something that you put on before you put on your foundation or your makeup. And you might notice this one is actually green. So I put this one on because as a very fair person, I tend to have a more red, pinky base to my complexion. And often if I'm running late or something like that, I just want to tone down the redness. It's not even about wearing makeup. So for example, this one actually blends out really, really nicely. You can see there's no sort of green there anymore. But what this does do is actually neutralizes the redness in your skin, and it feels more like a moisturizer. This is one of my favorite products, and I could probably do an entire separate episode about this. It's a little bit more expensive. It's like 20,000 won, 30,000 won, which in USD is like $15 to $20. But this one is going to remove the redness from your skin. It blurs your pores. It acts as like a sort of tacky base for foundation. And it's a sunscreen. So this is one of my favorite products. It's just kind of like an all-in-one. This one, if you guys check out on the back, there's actually descriptions in English as well. This one says, after skincare routine, apply a thin layer for problem areas. Specifically, if I don't have a lot of time, I will bring this around the corners of my nose and out on my cheeks where I tend to be a bit pink. You might notice as well, this one says tone correcting or tone up. Tone up in Korean actually does mean brightening, so over a long period of time, this will end up kind of brightening your skin and helping to fade pigmentation. But like I said, I could genuinely make an entire episode just about this one product. It's one of my favorites all time. Love, love, love. And the PA Plus in this one's about 3 and it's SPF 50, so have to have it, have to have it. Let me take a break and kind of see what we need. Shannon wore contacts but recently had surgery and no longer needs them. I kind of missed the part where this became part of the conversation, but yes, I did have LASIK recently. It was one of the better experiences that I've had with any medical experience that I've had. It was about 5 minutes. I was a little bit nervous during the procedure, but now I can see clearly and read all of your comments. A supplementary battery is a must. So oddly enough, we were actually going to include a portable battery inside my bag today, but I didn't bring it. Usually I try to charge up my phone before I leave the house, but these portable batteries you can get from anywhere. GS25 or 7-Eleven, any sort of Pyeonijam for like 4,000 won or like 3 USD just to recharge your iPhone or your Android or any sort of AirPods or things like that. I have one right here. So if I don't do any other makeup, one thing I always do is my eyebrows. So I don't know if you guys can see this here. This is actually a spoolie. And the other side is a little angled brush. And I've got my little tiny blonde hair eyeshadow palette here. So if there's 2 things that I don't leave the house without, it is absolutely my jungsemul and my eyebrows. If I don't do any other makeup, I will always do my brows just because I'm very blonde naturally, so you can't really see them. This is actually a combination that I picked up in Olive Young. I believe in total it was about 7,000 won for all of it, but this has lasted me a good 6 months. It's just for touching up. Basically, you'll just wipe your brows like this, and then you'll switch to the angled brush side, dip it in the product, and then just swipe it on. This is one of my favorites, definitely a go-to for me as well. I think eyebrows are kind of like the middle of the face that just kind of stands out at you, so this is a really important one for me as well. So we've got a combination of some hair, we've got our hydrating flask, and then we've got some makeup products here. And I'm gonna bring out some of my more personal items in just a second so you guys can actually get a better look. Something else that I bring quite often is actually a little handheld mirror. I actually got this at a beauty expo in Seongsu. This was given to me as kind of a gift, but it's just a 2-sided mirror. It's got a magnified side and a regular side. Really good to just touch and check up, especially before I'm filming or before I'm doing anything on set. So definitely really important there. So it seems like that's kind of the end of today. I think we're going to wrap up this episode for now. If you guys have any questions about today's episode or the previous ones where we went through the Old Damu series, feel free to drop a suggestion down in the comment section below. We do read it and we do value your guys' opinions and advice. Thank you guys so much for supporting Koreanet, supporting me, and supporting the show. And until next week, we are going to see you next time. Feel free to tune in. It's at 6 p.m. on every single Friday. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!